Hello, distinguished friends and colleagues. This is Stuart Hamilton, the Pro-Life Activities Coordinator for the Archdiocese of Louisville, Kentucky, serving under Deacon Stephen Bowling. And this is 5 Minutes for Life, where we take 5 minutes to discuss one ministry, one event, or one topic that affects the pro-life community here in the Archdiocese of Louisville. Now, we will be talking about lots of different good ministries that you can support in this video. But first, I want to give you an update. It is the end of October, Respect Life Month. And of course, what I've been working on mostly is getting the word out about Amendment number 2. I was very encouraged. I had a couple of speaking engagements, most recently at St. Rose in Springfield, Kentucky, and Holy Trinity here in Louisville. It was a great turnout. We had a great time, and I really like getting the word out and answering questions about Amendment number 2. Now, my office sent out both digital and physical copies of a whole host of resources for parishes to use. We also sent out a finely crafted bulletin announcement as well as a letter from the Archbishop himself that gave a best practice of reading the bulletin announcement from the pulpit at least twice during October. Now, if you're sitting here and you're saying, wait a second, I haven't seen these resources and I haven't heard that bulletin announcement, well, get a hold of me quickly and I can send you those, and you can print them out, take them to your priest, and maybe encourage him, saying, this is the last weekend before the vote for Amendment number 2. Could I read this bulletin announcement from the Archdiocesan office? And then stand in the back and answer questions. I'm sure he'll want to, of course, because all of the bishops put so much time and effort into co-sponsoring this ballot. Now, that's not really what this video is about. October, besides being Respect Life Month, is also what I like to call Fundraiser Row for a lot of key pro-life ministries in the Archdiocese, and I'd like to promote them and give you the opportunity to know more about them. First, we have Family Renewal Project. Donna Burry and her team have done a terrific job creating a host of programming for young people, young adults, as well as married couples and the elderly, to bring the message of John Paul II's theology of the body to every aspect of life in order to renew family life. They had their big annual banquet earlier this month. It was a terrific deal, but of course they are always in need of supplies in terms of monetary help, but of course in terms of volunteers in order to continue to expand their ministry in our Archdiocese. If you'd like to know more about helping them and supporting them, click the link in the description below. Secondly, we have the banquet for Little Way Pregnancy Resource Center. This was their big annual fundraiser. Okay, I have to have full disclosure. I am on the board of Little Way Pregnancy Resource Center, but I'm a busy guy. The only reason I am on that board is because I so believe in what Ellen Wickman and her team does at that Pregnancy Resource Center. Little Way brings the love of Christ to women who are in crisis pregnancy situations. Their staff loves on these women like no other. They bring Christ truly to them in word and deed, and they walk with these women. If the women choose to say yes to life, they can support them with supplies and with counseling even after the baby is born. If the women, unfortunately, say no and they have an abortion, then Little Way walks with them and post-abortive counseling. Little Way does it right, Christ-centered and holistic, and they had a terrific banquet. But if you'd like to support them either by volunteering or monetarily, click the link in the description below. Last but not least, this Saturday is the big gala event for the Sisters for Life. Now, you may not be aware of the Sisters for Life. Angela Mentor has been a stalwart cornerstone in the pro-life community for the last 20 years or so. Her and her husband are primarily sidewalk counselors, but their ministry does a whole host of things, ministering specifically to the Black community, because the Black community is disproportionately affected by abortion. So they do all sorts of counseling work with young couples as well as married couples and people who have had abortions, so that young people can learn the skills necessary that they in their relationships, and to make it Christ-centered so they never have to have an abortion. Now, Angela has impacted so many people with the story of her life and how abortion impacted her. And you can support her ministry. It is well worth it. If you'd like to learn more about it or how you can support them, please click the link in the description below. Of course, though, I am an employee of the Archdiocese, and October kicks off the Catholic Services Appeal. So I would be remiss if I didn't mention that the Catholic Church is the engine that brings worldwide change of service to the poor, to the disillusioned, to the most vulnerable. If the Catholic Church disappeared, I think actually that things would absolutely collapse. And in this archdiocese, the Catholic Services Appeal gives grants to so many ministries, including a lot of pro-life ministries doing essential work. You definitely want to give to the Catholic Services Appeal, and if you can, you want to go and try to do some volunteer work at Catholic charities. I have done volunteer work at Catholic charities in the past, and I know that staff works so hard to bring the love of Christ to the public, to the least in the public. So if you haven't given yet, please do. Okay, my time is up here. I will be doing a special 5 Minutes for Life on Monday, completely devoted to Amendment number 2. God bless you. God bless you. And remember, every life is worth fighting for because every life has dignity in the eyes of God. We'll see you here next week.